Hey everyone, welcome back to Super Shed Scrag. I don't know whether you know, but I've actually been beekeeping for a little while, well, since last March, and I've joined a beekeeping society, North Shropshire Beekeeping Society, which is pretty brilliant, and I really quite enjoy that. But I built a hive myself last year, which I didn't document, which I should have done, but I will actually be putting in a video on soon for the new hive that I'm building. What I've done recently is I've bought a hive from Cadden Hives, which is pretty cheap and quite reasonable and seems fairly good quality. But the reason I bought one is so that I can kind of copy it and see if I can make a slightly simpler version of it, because there's some joints in there that are probably needed, but you know, if you've got timber knocking around like I have, then I wouldn't really want to go and spend £130 again on a hive when I can probably make one for about, well, maybe £20 or £30. Okay, it might only last me 5 years, but you know, hey ho. So anyway, what I was going to show you today is a base that I've made, which was shown to me in one of my bee meetings by a guy called Colin, I think. Smashing bloke. But anyway, here's his idea. I shall run you through it. So this is basically the base. This is my rough one. I built this out of just scrap timber. I didn't polish anything up or sand anything. So as you'll see on the front, I've got a bee-sized hole that goes along the centre, which is obviously where your bees go in. But the problem that I had last year was wasps mainly, and I do hear that people have mice problems also. So a mouse can get through that hole, unbelievably. It was only about 8mm, but it can get through there, and wasps definitely can. So, you know, I used to spend, well, it seemed like most of my life going, every time I went round there with a fly swatter, killing wasps. So what happens is bees go in there and they go across, and if you can see down there, they have to then turn 90 degrees and come up onto this surface, which will then have the meshing on it. And then that piece at the back there is just for the meshing to fit on. I would have put a run around it, around there. And then underneath the back there would be my bottom board for checking for varroa mite and all the rest of it. So here we go. Here's my the one that I've built today, which I'm quite impressed with, to be honest with you. I used the original mesh that I got sent with the hive. So what we've got is my little bee space hole across the front, as I did on the other one, going all the way down there. You might see a couple of screws sticking through, but that's just, well, for a little feature that I've put on because I wanted to be able to close the hive down a little bit. So what I did, I don't know whether you can see that in there, but I made little runners so I can open my hive up in the summer, and then I can close it back down, and I'm left with about 1.5 inch gap. I've put another little one this side just because of mainly because where my hive's situated, I wasn't sure whether I'd have enough space on that one, because it is about, well, what's that, about 12 inches long, something like that. I just cut a little, all I did was cut a little slot in the side of the wood there, just marked it up on that back piece of wood. I did that, and then I'll just take out my bottom board and I'll just show you the underneath what I did. So basically, I hope you can see that, a couple of screws in there, which are the ones that go inside that slot. Put little trimming bits of wood on just so that the board runs properly, a little few little strips of wood that I chopped down on my table saw, just to hold the meshing in place. And there's the back, in case you want to have a look at that. It's basically where the board goes in. What all I did was I nailed a piece of wood on there flat, and then I just chopped a piece of wood down to the right depth, just to blank the back off. And it's basically, well, this video's not too annoying with all the moving around. My board fits in the back there, so there's not really any anywhere for anything to get in or get out, if that's what they're trying to do. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, and I will build my hive, which I've still got in pieces there. I haven't quite built it up, but like I say, I'm going to make a video regarding not recreated that, because to be honest with you, there's quite a lot of work involved in making some of these, you know, some of these step joints and you know, little finger joints and stuff that I've got to get. I may do them, but what I'm going to try and do is make it so that anyone could basically make the hive just out of some scraps of wood and, I don't know, some glue and some screws and all the usual stuff that I like to use. So yeah, pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. That one's firewood, but that one's going to be the base for my new hive, and he's, even though I didn't ask for this queen excluder, I've got one, so yeah, you can see it's pretty groovy. So yeah, if you were, I mean, the actual base of the hive is 460mm by 460. I think that's pretty much all you've got to stick to. What pieces of wood, you just got to kind of work it out a little bit on, you know, making sure that you've got, you know, what I did, I cut a little strip of wood, which I've got, what I did have. What have I done with that? I had a little piece of wood that I put in, which is my, I can't lose that. Anyway, I've got a little strip of wood that I cut, which was about 8mm, so that when I was putting this piece of wood on, all I had to do was drop the piece of wood in, drop that piece of wood on top, and then nail it. I only used a little nail gun, that one there, just to nail it all together, and a bit of wood glue. But I'm going to paint my hive anyway, because they don't age. I mean, they're cedar wood, but they're not brilliant cedar wood, to be honest with you. It's just, you know, what do you expect for 130 quid really? There's quite a lot of machining involved in it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and catch you next time.